How's it going today, guys? So today's recipe is going to be all about doing pulled pork when you don't have a heap of people to feed. So some of the classes we've done lately had some questions around, but I've only got a couple of people in my family. I don't want to cook a whole pork shoulder, so I'm going to show you today how you can just cook just for a few people, and it's going to cook a bit quicker as well. So you can even do this if you're a little bit unorganised and you didn't get to the butcher till a little bit later. So it's a really good recipe, really easy, and I'll tell you what, it still tastes just as good. Makes some awesome pulled pork this way. So let's get into it. So here we go, guys. It's actually one of the easiest ways that you can prepare pulled pork. Super simple. So all you're going to ask your butcher for is a pork neck roast or a pork scotch roast. Now, it's part of the pork shoulder that you'll get anyway if you're doing a full shoulder, what we call like a pork butt or a Boston butt. And to be honest, it's probably the better part. So you can still see here, we've got the money muscle still running through there, which is one of our best parts. And the great thing about it is all the trimming's been done. When they do these roasts, they don't have any skin on it. They've trimmed all the fat. So literally, all you got to do is open it up, put some rub on it and chuck it in the smoker. You're away. It's one of the easiest things to do, and I've actually done it before when I'm cooking for lots of people, but I forgot to go to the butcher the day before, got up in the morning running a bit late, probably didn't have enough time to do a whole shoulder. I just get some of these bad boys and away we go. So just take them out of the cryovac, slather them with mustard. And good thing about these, you get a nice amount of bark around all the edges. Cover it with mustard. Now the rub I'm using today, Three Little Pigs Championship. I just love this rub. Great all-rounder. Really good for pork. If you want a homemade rub recipe, just write into us and I'll send you my homemade pork recipes, pork rub recipes. Sorry, but I'm being quite lazy today. Just using a good commercial one. I know what it's like. Don't have to sit around making it, which is a positive for me. That boy over. A little windy today, I'm fighting the wind here. So once I've put this rub on, I'm just going to leave it out for about 15 minutes just for the rub to sweat out a little bit, and the meat will just tack that up, and then we'll put it on the smoker, and that's literally all it is. Real quick preparation, this one. I'm going to call it the lazy man's pulled pork. How about that? It's pretty nice and easy, not much prep work here. Give it just a gentle pat down of that rub add here. Any excess is just going to go off to the side. There you have it.
Now we're just going to chuck it on the smoker here, which is at 110 degrees Celsius or 230 Fahrenheit for about 8 hours, and we're not going to wrap this so we get a nice bark on the outside.
Have it, guys. Here's our pork neck roast or pork scotch fillet roast that we've just got out of the barbecue. So they've been on for 8 hours at about 250, 260 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, The great thing about these, as we covered, was if you're cooking for not as many people, you know, less than 10 people, and you don't want to do a whole shoulder roast, these things are great. I'm cooking for a few, so that's why I've ended up doing 2 of them. But they're also great if you're running late or you haven't sort of been as organised as you'd like to be, because they do cook quicker, around about 7 to 8 hours as compared to, you know, maybe 10 or 11 on your full bone-in shoulder roast, your shoulder butt. Now, I didn't wrap these, so they've taken a little bit longer to cook, and you can sort of see by their exterior what it looks like when you don't wrap. If you do want to wrap it in foil, pretty much about halfway through the cooking, so cook it unwrapped for 4 hours and then wrap it in foil really tightly so that there's no pockets of air in there so it can't steam. And this is pretty much it, guys. Let this rest. You can leave it in an empty esky if you want for several hours to kind of hold it at that temperature, and otherwise let it rest for at least 5 minutes and start pulling it, and there you have it. So that's it for today, guys. Pulled pork in a hurry, or pulled pork for if you've got not that many people. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and keep your eyes peeled for the recipe we're doing next week. If you guys have got any ideas or you want us to cover something specifically, make sure you write to us and we'll jump onto it. See you next week, guys.